Hey, how's it going?
Not good. Your notes don't even make sense.
What are you talking about?
You just wrote, put the corns to it? What does that even mean? In this page, you just drew a picture of corn?
Well, you don't even have it plugged in.
Oh, come on.
Jeez. All right, we're gonna have a ton of fun today. We are going to wire up some dual electric cooling fans. Our donor, that wasn't an option on that motor, so there's nothing for it to do that, but we are going to do it. We're gonna do a series parallel circuit on it, and we're gonna make it work perfectly like an LS engine should, okay? So
Sweet.
Let's get it started.
Let's do it.
This is a 2004 donor motor.
Okay.
Out of a GMC Yukon Denali.
Yes.
The harness and the computer are from the same vehicle. In 2004, they did not have electric cooling fans. They came around in 2005, so this wiring harness does not have any other wiring that we need for cooling fans. And we also don't know if that computer will run cooling fans yet. But we're just going to send a 2005 computer because we know that one will.
Yes.
Okay?
We can make it work.
Yep. If it was anything 2005 on up, in the wire harness out here, there's a little plug that comes out and a 2-wire connection, and those are the wires that go to the fan, regardless if that vehicle had electric fans or not.
Oh,
Okay?
sweet.
Because it was an option. So these are the dual cooling fans that would be on a 2005, and this thing works nicely. It fits in that radiator, the donor radiator, perfectly.
Yep.
I bought it brand new. Bought 2 new electrical plugs for it. Okay. I went out and looked at another vehicle and made sure which wire is which. The one on the right hand side is your power wire. If you wired this thing backwards, the fans would be pushing air, not pulling air through, okay?
Yeah.
So I got those wires marked already. And what we have to do is we're gonna wire in a series combination parallel circuit.
That sounds scary.
Yeah. So that makes these both fans run at about half speed.
Okay.
In just a normal run mode. And then with the computer, if the computer sees 220 degrees, it will turn number 2 relay on, and it goes to a parallel circuit, and both of these get full power and they kick on, doing twice as much work.
They get full corns?
Full corns.
Full
Yep.
corns.
That's right. So, and it also turns on if it sees 265 pounds of air conditioning pressure on the high side, okay?
Oh, okay.
So if you got 265 pounds in your condenser, it's got to get these fans on and cool that down, and that's another reason why I like to wire up the air conditioning correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Make it all run through the
Yep.
PCM?
Yep. And then I think it turns the fans on when it sees 180 pounds maybe in the high side, but it just turns them on low. Okay?
Okay.
I could be wrong at 180, but. And then on normal running, the fans will come on when it sees 202 degrees, but we're going to have them turn that down a little bit when we do the computer, so the fans will come on at 190 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Just normal speed.
Make it run a little cooler.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, gotta get my pointer.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Whiteboard.
All right.
All right, we're not going to use the corn today.
Oh.
Okay, we'll find some kind of use for it later on. Okay, we'll set it there for now. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, in order to run a series parallel circuit, this looks kind of complicated, right?
A little bit.
Okay, let's just forget about the power going to the relays right now. Okay.
Okay.
But it takes 3 relays to do it. All right. And these are the fan motors. Okay, both of them. And in order to make those fan motors run on low, they run through a series, kind of like lights on a Christmas tree, okay?
Okay.
That's a series circuit too. Now remember, the picture is with the car shut off, nothing on, okay?
Okay.
So right now, this is open. It normally has power all the time, okay? That relay, hot at all times.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be H-A-O-T?
It'd be H-A-A-T.
Oh, yeah, that's confusing. Okay, so hot at all times, HOT, right? All right, so let's say we fire up the truck and it comes up to 202 degrees, okay? What's gonna happen? Okay, this relay is gonna get turned on when it sees 202, and it's gonna close this connection, so we're gonna have power going from here to there. It is going to go from there through our power lead to our motor. The ground, technically, from the motor then, is going to go, and it's going to come up to relay number 3, okay? And it's going to go to pin 30 on relay number 3.
Okay.
And then it's going to, it's not energized at all, okay?
Okay.
So, all right, so it's just, we're working off of this relay only. So this is in a normally closed position. That's going to be 87A on a relay. That has a connection with no power going to that relay, and it is going to pass through this other motor. And remember, it's just trying to find its source to ground, and at that point, then it finds its source to ground.
Okay.
All right. So, say it gets up to 220 degrees. What's going to happen? At 220 degrees, the PCM is going to ground these 2 relays out, all right? And when it grounds those 2 out, it's gonna change this connection from 87A to 87, and so we're gonna have power, or we're gonna have a connection there, okay? And so that takes our power from our first motor that it was passing through, and it gives it a direct source to ground, bypassing that motor.
Oh.
Okay, so that gives it all the corns. Okay, all the juice.
Okay.
All right, so then all of a sudden that's going to make that fan kick on full blast, and then by having power switching over to here, it's going to it ties into this one. That's gone. There won't be any power going through there anymore because that's switched over, and it's going to get full 12 volts going to that motor also. So you have both of your motors running at full speed.
Okay.
Okay, high speed. So that's how they work on this one. Some cars, they only run 1 fan on low, but on these LS, when your fans are running on low speed, both of them are turning, okay?
Okay.
And they call the left fan the primary fan because it's a cross flow radiator, so all your hottest water comes in on this side, and so they would refer to that as the primary one, but it doesn't really matter because they both turn at the same. They're always turning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get to wiring it. We got to add some wire to this. Oh, that's the other thing too. Like I said, we don't have the wiring in our harness for these 2 wires, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna have to go to the PCM connector and add a couple wires, and then all of our power, we just need a 40 amp fuse right here, another 40 amp one for that fan, and a 10 amp one. And we're not gonna add any fuses at all. We're gonna use the original fuse box and do it off of things that we don't need anymore in that fuse box.
Oh, sweet.
Okay?
Cool. Makes it easy.
Yep. It will be pretty simple. So let's get to it.
Do it.
All right, so these wires, they're 10 gauge wire, all right? They carry a pretty good load, you know, so you want to use 10 gauge wires going to it. These aren't long enough to get up to the fuse box either, so.
You don't think so?
No, so we're gonna have to add some wire to it. Those are General Motors connectors. We
Yes.
can give you the part numbers for them if you need.
Yeah, I'll put the part numbers for everything in the description.
And they come with some fancy crimp butt connectors. Okay.
He said butt.
Heat shrink. Yeah, but. All right. New tool. New crimper. Okay. And this thing is made for well, it does anything, but I've got the teeth in there to do non-insulated ones, and that's what I'm going to do on most of them.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Been doing that on bigger wire lately because I just didn't like the solder on larger wires.
Yeah.
For a few different reasons. But so I got 4 different color wires so we can kind of keep it straight.
Sweet.
They only had 4 choices, so so let's put these wires together.
You said butt again.
All right. So let's say the left-hand fan, we'll still wire it up the way it's supposed to. We'll call it the primary fan.
Very fancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it works nice. I like it.
You're sweet.
Also got new cutters or wire strippers, as some people call them.
I think they prefer the term exotic dancers. Sweet.
Yeah. All right, and on those things, you definitely want to make sure you got a nice big, or a real good connection, you know?
Yeah.
So. Okay, so second fan power. I only have 8 feet of wire for each of these, so I hope we can do it in 8 feet.
Yeah.
And then here in just a second, we're going to get your hair dryer out.
Ooh.
Heat shrink these. Look good?
Sweet.
1, 2, so what size is this? 5/16?
Yes. Is it a wire in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? If you plug your mechanic in directly, you get the job done a lot quicker.
That's my data wire.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Is it a loss of communication code?
Okay. So I'm just gonna bundle them up where they're kind of gonna lay.
Okay.
Once I get it all done, we'll put them in conduit nicely.
Make it pretty.
Yep. Okay. All right. So let's put it in the truck. All right.
Okay.
the fan up. We'd be in big trouble without zip ties. Wouldn't we?
Yeah, the 70 C10 would be in real big trouble without zip ties.
Undrivable. Okay.
Sweet.
Gonna move back to my favorite spot.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna use 3 weatherproof 40 amp relays, okay? Make sure they're 40 amp.
Yes.
Alright. The original spot, well, I guess it wasn't original because they weren't making them yet, but so if you bought a 2005 and it had electric fans in it, this spot here is where the relay, exterior relay box for the option for electric fans sits, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to use that spot. I trimmed it out just a little bit so my relays will fit in there nicely. All 3 of them will just lay in there nice and straight by the time I throw them in there. But for now, I'm going to zip tie them around tight.
Okay.
Okay, just to keep them in their place. But that's where they will be, and that way if somebody had to work on it later on, they would look right there first, and hopefully you would say, well, that's the cooling fan relays, okay?
Yep, makes sense.
So instead of hiding them somewhere else and where somebody had to look for them.
Yes.
Okay? And they will be, once the cover's put on there, they are out of sight.
Yes.
Okay? You don't see them anymore. This is where if it was our truck, we would zip tie it and then we would never go back and have the time to bolt them in nicely, you know? All right, so that'll temporarily hold them there so I can do my thing. And
is there anything you hate more than the tails on zip ties?
no, I hate when people leave stickers on hoses, coolant hoses. That drives me crazy. That's the first thing I do. Get those stickers off there. Okay, so how many times can I say okay, so? Okay, so I'm gonna come in here. I'm just gonna do this once. I'm gonna leave myself what slack I want. Don't want anything pulling on that, right?
Yep.
And then we will need that ground. We'll use that for ground.
Ooh, yeah. The rest of those I'll make like a bracelet or something.
Oh, that'd be nice. All right, so let's consider which relay is going to be which. So we'll do it like it is in the wiring diagram. We'll go 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
So we're not going to deal with the power coming yet. So we'll get rid of that on the number 1, and the number 2 don't need. Those 2 power wires we don't need. Won't mess with the white yet. So, which one then is gonna power up that fan? It'll be the blue, right?
Yes.
Okay, so blue would be 87, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to our primary motor, the left side motor, and we're gonna go to that one. Okay?
Okay.
And do not let me forget to put heat shrink over these.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh boy, I hope it warms up today.
Yeah. Maybe some more humidity?
Alright, here we go.
Very fancy.
Okay. I'm going to heat shrink it as I go.
Okay.
Alright, just so I don't... Alright, so that's the motor wire that goes to the positive. So now we would have the ground that would be coming out of that motor.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so what we gotta do, we're gonna go with that motor, the left primary motor, and we're gonna take what would be its ground, and it is its ground, but this is where we're gonna run it in series through a relay through that other motor. So that one has gotta go to pin 30, on the number 3 relay, okay?
Okay.
So that'd be the red wire on this one, which goes to pin 30. Connecting, connecting.
Clamping, clamping.
I'm loving that tool so far.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It has different size jaws with different shapes, and it does almost every style thing that I could come up with on a car.
Huh.
All right, so we're going to do the wire from relay number 3, 87A, which is a yellow wire, and it goes to the positive lead on the motor, which we did a blue wire. So blue and yellow together there, but we also have to tie it to relay number 2, pin 87. All right?
Okay.
So 3 wires are going to get connected here.
Okay.
Okay, so which one is 87 then? On relay 2, it's the blue one. Got some of the same color wires going.
Kind of.
Don't know. Problem is, will it crimp down that far? I'm going to fold it over.
Ooh.
All right, so this is the last wire that we have. It's a yellow. We made it yellow for a ground coming out of the secondary motor. We also have to do a ground from pin 87 on the number 3 relay, and we'll tie the 2 of those together, okay?
Okay.
And run it to ground. So let's do that, and we'll have to do these 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go do the grounds, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so pin 87 on number 3 relay is the blue wire. So we're gonna have to go from there to there, and then we're also going to have to put another ground, okay?
Okay.
And we'll run our ground right to there.
Oh yeah. Favorite spot.
Your ground for this system, you want to have the ground be same gauge wire, you know. You don't want to go small.
Yeah.
10 gauge wire through the whole thing. Just zip tie those a little bit and make them look a little nicer.
Okay.
Stay out of my way. Want to grab me a 1/2 inch wrench?
Sure.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And that ground, it will get shortened later. Alright, so everything for what would be the larger wires is done now.
Sweet.
Okay? Just get rid of this. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, so now we have got to do these 2 wires, okay, that go out of the connector number 1 and connector number 2 that go into the PCM. The problem is this, like I said, did not have an option for cooling fans, so we are going to go add a couple wires to it, okay?
Okay.
Right now, there's nothing in those slots, so we just got to go find them and put these wires in.
Sweet.
Okay? And then we'll run them to their correct spot.
Okie dokie.
Okay, let's do it.
Do it.
Alright, so these are ECM connections. I took the covers off the back here to expose the numbers. Alright?
Yeah.
So they're hard to read, especially if you're blind like me. But let's find connector 1 first. It's going to be 42. Alright?
Okay.
And right there's 42. Okay? And there's nothing in that spot.
Okay. And that's the blue connector?
Oh yeah, the blue connector is connector 1. Okay?
Okay.
On this truck. Where's my little ninja star?
I didn't know you were a ninja.
Not any longer, I got kicked out.
Oh, killed too many people.
Yeah. Mostly family members. Alright, so to get that cover off, they come off real easy. You push the little tabs down on the sides. Okay?
Okay.
And then if you wanted to take a pin out, you just push the little lever off to the side of it and push the pin through. But we're going to add a pin to it. Okay? Alright, so they've got a little bit of an insulator in them. Okay, and most times you can push right through that insulator without taking that out. And, you just hope you don't take it with you, you know,
Yeah.
when you go through. But it would have been nice if I had done it with the right color wire, which I didn't. But it just pulls out.
Oh.
Okay, so let's put the green one in. All right.
Sweet.
Okay. So, put our piece back on. Okay, so that one's done. Cool. So, the next one, connector number 2. What is it? 33?
Yep.
Right? All right. So, 33. Right there. Nothing's in that slot either. Okay?
Sweet.
Big surprise. We kind of expected that.
Yeah, if something was there, that'd be a
Yeah.
red flag.
Okay. So now let's do the blue wire. Okay. 33. 32. 33. Okay.
Sweet.
Cover back on. There you have it. Okay. All right, so we're going to have to add a little bit of length to these wires. They don't need to be giant wires either because they are just grounding out a relay. So but we'll just add some 18 probably to them, 18 gauge.
Okay. You comfy, Juice? Juice is in a good spot.
Oh, sorry, Juice.
See?
Poor dog.
I told ya. Yeah.
You know why I'm using 18 gauge? Because I have every color of 18 gauge. I'm moving up in the world. I think on these we'll do some solder connectors. Look good?
Sweet.
All right, so, and then these will get hidden in there, all right?
Okay.
As we finish all of our wiring. So, come up in here. All right, so we just put in these 2 wires, okay? Let's do this one just because it only goes to 1. It'll be easier to do. So it goes to pin 86, which is a white wire on the number 1 relay, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this number 1 relay, white wire, pin 86. And it's a green one, right?
Yep.
You're mad because I stepped on you?
Poor Jews. She didn't take up so much space. It's like a bearskin rug.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right, so we just finished this one, okay?
Yep.
That's the wire that goes to the PCM that will ground that number 1 relay out to close it, okay?
Okay.
So now let's do this one, the blue wire that we just did from the PCM, and it branches off and it goes to both pin 86s, the white wires on relay 2 and 3.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Sweet.
My fingers were getting hot. All right, so that's that. Now we got to get some power going to everything. So we got 4 power leads that we got to power up. So let's go to the board, okay?
Okie dokie.
All right, so everything from this line down is done, okay?
Sweet.
All we got to do now is we got to get some power going to these, all right? How am I going to do it? I'm not going to add a 40 amp fuse somewhere. I am going to go into this box, and there are things in here that used to be used, like this one here, which is 60 amp. We'll change it to a 40 amp. That used to go to the anti-lock brake module.
Oh.
Okay? And then the one right next to it, traction control, or
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called exactly. Some weird name. We'll look at it on the box. But I'm going to use that one and that one for my 40 amp circuits. Okay?
Okay.
And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to find one. And I think it's this one. And this is we can put a whatever size fuse we want in it. We'll put a 10 amp fuse in it. But I believe it went to the cigarette lighter.
Oh.
Back in the day when they had cigarette lighters, but it's a power port basically, but it doesn't get used in this vehicle.
Okay.
So if I'm right, if it's that one, we'll use it, but we'll confirm it here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's do these, and the way I'm going to do it is these are hot at all times, okay?
Okay.
They're fed from that lug right there. So I'm going to use an ohmmeter at this one, and we'll go to the back, and we'll find where it goes. Okay.
Okay.
And I've got these off the donor vehicles. They plug into those, and then that's what will feed our relays. Okay. They go to our fans.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So, ohmmeter.
Ohmmeter.
Find out which one of them is the hot one. It's that one. Okay. It's the one furthest away from me. All right. So, without a fuse in it then, that one, flip it over, okay, and I'm going to look for one that has a connection here, okay?
Yep.
That one does, that one does not, that one does. All right, so it's that one, okay?
Sweet.
And I believe I have a plug for it. There it is.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Let's find the other one. Nope. 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 Nope.
Nope.
That is, isn't it? Okay, up there. And then it's open, right?
Yep.
All right. So right next to it, there. What's that one? All right. So that worked out nicely.
Oh, so you can just use the same connector for both of those?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep. We'll just have to add a wire to it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we gonna get one of those?
Yeah, where are we gonna get a wire?
How you doing, Juice?
Sometimes you just gotta force it. There we go.
Sweet.
Finally. All right, there we go. All right, that time worked.
Yay.
Okay, so there we go. Those are our two supplies for our fan motor, okay?
Okay.
They're both protected by their 40 amp fuse,
Yep.
okay? All right, so let's do number one first then. So it gets power to pin 30 and pin 85, which are the smaller black wire and the large red wire, okay?
Okay.
So, and it doesn't matter which one of these it is.
Yep. They're
Right.
both 40 amps.
Yep. Got 3 more wires and we're done.
Sweet.
And then we're going to check it with a shunt.
Shunt? Sounds dangerous.
Very. So this is relay number 2, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yay.
All right. So that's that. Heat shrink. All right, now there's our 2 40 amp fuses going to both fans, and now we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna come up with that 10 amp one. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go look at a wiring diagram.
Sweet.
Okay. All right, so I looked through a wiring diagram, and in order to get a 10 amp out of that box, we're gonna use the cigarette lighter slot. Okay.
Okay.
And it's in a different spot than what I thought, but we're going to put a 10 amp fuse in it, and the wire that comes out that would have led to the truck is in connector 1, position D5.
D5.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go and we'll confirm that,
Okay.
and then we'll hook that wire up to it, throw a 10 amp fuse in there, and then we're done.
Yay.
All right, so how I would do that, I would confirm it with an ohmmeter, okay?
Okay.
And the cigarette lighter fuse, it was really just a power port. I don't think this thing had a cigarette lighter, but they still called them that. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it to the fuse on the back, and I'm gonna go to my pins in here. I'm gonna go to D5, which is starting at the top is 1, and then ABCD from the left to the right. So it'd be that pin right there.
Yep.
And there we have it. Okay. So we know that's right then. We confirm that.
Okay.
So now this is going to be our connector number 1 for this truck. I'm going to read it upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. What was it? D5?
D5.
Well, A, B, C, D. And then 5 over. Closest one to the inside edge right there. And it's supposed to be orange. And there's supposed to be 2 of them. And it is.
Sweet.
Okay. I don't want there to be 2 of them, so we're going to pull this out and we'll pull another one and we'll put it in that spot. Okay. In order to do that, we've done this before. Mm-hmm. Might have to have a pick. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. So let's pick a nice sized orange one. Okay. So we'll use that wire, that single wire, and we'll pull D5 out of here. So, okay.
Okay.
We'll keep that for another day. Okay. All right.
Sweet.
Let's put our clip back in.
Okay.
We should just leave it out. If I was smart, we're gonna have to pull that thing in and out of there 100 times.
It's good practice.
Yeah. All right, so we can go ahead and screw it in.
Okay.
Almost all these wires are going to be gone.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them.
You do need a couple.
Yep. 4 or 5 of them are still going to be left in there, but. The ends of these are going to be hot. They're going to have 12 volts going to them, so you don't want to just have them laying all over the place, okay?
Yeah.
Until we get rid of them.
Don't lick them.
Yeah, definitely don't put hold the ends of it in your mouth. It's not, wouldn't be good.
Tickles.
Alright, so that's it for wiring up the fans, okay?
Okay.
We're going to put a 10 amp fuse in that spot,
Okay.
okay? And then we got to put 2 40s in here. Okay, let's see, 40, 40.
Yeah.
All right, so there we have
There
it.
we go. Cool.
Okay, should we see if it works?
I suppose.
Okay. Ground. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ground my wires out at the PCM, okay? The wires that we added to it, which would be that one there, okay?
Okay.
So the green one, if I ground that one out, that's the fans running in a series circuit, and it is going to run them at low speed, okay?
Okay.
So here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, grease feels nice.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Pretty sweet.
Alright, so that's the fans running on low, okay? And they're always, if they're on, they're gonna always run on low. But, so now we find our wire that we added, this blue one, okay? And we're not hooked up to anything, so anything we ground here is not going to be a problem, okay? So, 1 over from that spot. So when I ground this one out, that would be the equivalent of the computer saying, hey, we need full fans.
Yay.
Okay, so it works. Cool. All right?
Yep.
All right. Just for fun, let's see how many amps this thing draws, all right?
Ooh, yeah.
It's a pretty simple thing to do. You could do it with an amp probe, but I'm going to do it with a shunt.
Okay.
I'm going to disconnect the positive lead right here at the battery.
Okay.
So this is a shunt, okay?
Okay.
It just gets wired in series with your positive or your negative, and you connect your voltmeter to this, and it reads it very accurately any kind of current, okay? It shows you in volts, but you just convert it to amps basically.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I use to see if a car has like any kind of a battery drain or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Just because it is super sensitive.
Yeah.
It's very accurate. And I bought this back in the day before amp probes were really good. Okay. So that's why I have it. That's why I like it so much. Burnt that wire good. That's what happens. That was another
Another lesson in resistance.
lesson in resistance. Okay.
Yeah.
Wire did not want to transfer that. Oh, and it's a 50 amp shunt, so it can only go up to 50 amps. So if you went past 50 amps, it may burn something up in it. Okay. And we could do it with an amp probe because we do have one, but I like using this thing just because it is as accurate as it is. Okay.
Okay.
And we don't have anything else hooked up on this truck that could possibly be taking any kind of a drain on it because we haven't run power into the truck yet, and we haven't hooked anything else up to the C1 connector. Okay.
Okay.
So all that's going to be running on this is the fan, which you can see it's reading voltage. Okay.
Okay.
And there's absolutely nothing draining on it right now.
Yep.
So I'll ground out the low side fan. What did we say? It was 2 over?
Yes.
2. Okay. We'll see what we got. Five amps. It's reading in millivolts, but it's 5 amps is what it's reading. Okay? You just convert it. Just millivolts to amps.
Okay.
Okay? So both fans are running and it's only drawing 5 amps. Okay? But you notice when it starts up, it's got like a jolt here. I'll show you. It went up to like 14.
Yeah.
So I'll start it. It jumped up to 22 amps to get both fans going. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's see what it does with both of them going. That one. Okay, 26.5.
Awesome.
Right? And I saw 40 amps there for a second.
Yeah.
So those little 40 amp fuses, they have a little bit of time built into it, basically.
Oh, I see.
So like they can run a little over 40 amps for seconds and not be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So what was that? Almost with both of them running full, it went from
5 to 25.
yeah,
So.
quite a bit more.
Yeah.
Cool. But really not that much. The whole thing's just pulling 25 amps
Yeah.
on it. So.
Yep. Sweet.
Good. I'm done.
Yay. So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. We hope it helps you out. Get some cooling fans wired up on your swap. If you have any questions or anything to add, let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button while you're down there. It really helps us out. We appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you next time.